Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. And welcome back to Monthly Theme Thursday. Now, this is a new month, so we have a new theme. It's Video Nasties Section 3. But wait, you skipped Video Nasty Section 2. No, we didn't. Video Nasty Section 1 is the first batch of films that the UK tried to have prosecuted. And there were 72, I believe, movies that they tried to have prosecuted because of violence, sex, all that kind of stuff. Section 2 is actually the movies that they were successful in prosecuting. That means if you got caught with them, you are in trouble. So Section 3 is the next batch of films of 82 films that they wanted to have prosecuted. So, my first entry into the Section 3 Video Nasties is Prom Night. Now, I'm doing this because this is my friend Joe, the Thehorrorman's favorite movie out of any section, and probably one of his favorite slasher movies of all time. Now, I want you to go, after you watch my video, go to Joe's video and tell him I told you that. He'll love it. Okay, Prom Night is a 1980 film, which runs approximately 92 minutes, and is directed by Paul Lynch. We have Leslie Nielsen as Mr. Hammond, Jamie Lee Curtis as Kimberly Hammond, and Casey Stevens as Nick McBride. Now, I love this movie. I think it's great. A lot of that has to do with nostalgia, but I still love this movie. I've said this several times on a stream, but I will say it now. There are a lot of different printings of Prom Night, the original. This happens to be the best one I've seen. The only one I have not seen that got printed is the 101 Films. And I'm assuming that they probably took the transfer from Synapse. At least I hope they did, because that's what this is. Synapse. Okay. Like I said, this is an important movie for me from my childhood. I'm going to go over the synopsis real quick, because I'm sure most people have probably seen this one. But after an accident while playing a game called Killer, a child dies. And it happens to be a child of the principal and the sister of Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, of course, we're going many years later, and it's prom time. And there is a killer on the loose who is targeting people who committed that atrocity. And I'm going to leave it there, because I have a lot to say about this movie. First of all, this movie was recorded and filmed very dark, so it is very hard to see things in this film. This does have that haze, that 70s haze that I love so much about films from that era. But like I said, it's filmed very dark. So is Humongous, another movie that he filmed. And Synapse did a fantastic job of actually lightening up the print and adjusting the colors, to the point where the first time I watched it, I was completely blown away. There were things that I didn't know that actually happened in the film because it was so dark. I mean, you basically got the gist of the film as you were watching it, because I'd seen it so many times. But little teeny things that I could see now in this film that just blew my mind and made me love this film so much more. To me, I think this is a fantastic slasher movie. And I know a lot of people don't like this one. They think it's boring. I don't. I like this movie a lot. And yeah. So, a couple interesting things about this film. The director had a certain amount of budget to play with. And he wanted to get disco songs, because this is like a 70s going into 80s movie. So disco was still a popular thing at the time, and he wanted to get popular disco music. Well, for one song, it would have costed a third of the budget for the entire film. So what he did was he had the composer, in a hurry, compose songs for the actual film. So songs like Prom Night and a lot of the other ones in this film are basically rip-offs of famous disco songs with different words. And I think that that is brilliant. Um, Directors, when they really want to do something, they make it happen, regardless of what the obstacles are. Another interesting thing, the guy who plays Jamie Lee Curtis's brother in the film, they wanted to get to know each other better because, of course, Jamie Lee Curtis was already kind of well known. But a lot of the actors from this film were Canadian student actors. So she pulled up to his house one day after they were cast and everything, told him to get in the car, and they went out and they spent the day together in order to get better acquainted and to, I guess, kind of have that certain sort of chemistry that a brother and sister have. And believe me, I think it worked. Is the acting the best in this film? No. But it's cheesy. It reminds me of the 80s. And like I said, I have so much nostalgia for this film. This is actually one of my favorite slashers from the 80s. Um, just my opinion. This also has a ton of special features, which I've pretty much been through every single one of them, and I love it. Um, Joe can tell you I probably watched this 5 times in like 3 or 4 days, uh, to the point where I know this like the back of my hand, and I've seen it so many times since I was a little kid. This was one of my first slasher movies that I saw. Probably, let's see, the first one was Happy Birthday to Me, then you have Friday the 13th Part 2. So it was probably my third or fourth slasher movie. So it has a lot of sentimental meaning for me. Definitely check out Prom Night. Sure, most people have seen it. If you have seen it and you don't like it because a lot of the aesthetics and the darkness and stuff like that, grab this. It does change things. Trust me. So, yeah. Don't forget to check out what Joe picked for Video Nasties, Section 3. And remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time, peace.